All right, welcome everybody to Interviews with Experts here with UprofitPro. We've got a special edition of Interviews with Experts today because I'm talking with a person that many of you may not know because he does a lot of work in corporations and with companies that are looking to maximize their SEO, their search engine optimization, which I know many of us have heard of. And I can tell you myself, I get calls and emails all the time about people that want to help me with my SEO and get the sites ranked and all this high-tech stuff, which in our world, in home-based business, I don't know if anybody, I've personally never met anybody who started in home-based business because they wanted to learn SEO, but it's a topic that keeps coming up for people because, hey, we're doing lots of marketing on the internet. I know I certainly do. And it's great to have people that really know that product and that approach and not just kind of get lost in all the mystical stuff that doesn't seem to really go anywhere. And the person I'm speaking with today is a guy who's authored several books. He's not only a public speaker, he's actually a funny guy. He's somebody I've just gotten to know recently through a contact with Neil Peterson, in fact, who's someone else who we interviewed here with Interviews with Experts in UprofitPro. And Neil put me in touch with this guy. His name is Doug Dvorak. He's written several books, like I said, The Masters of Success, Build Your Own Brand, and also, just recently, the release of his latest book, Sales 3.0, The New Contact Sport, How to Use and Leverage Social Media Marketing for Small Business Sales Success. So I'm really excited to talk with this guy and to introduce him to all of you here today. Mr. Doug Dvorak, welcome to the interview, sir.
Hi, John. How are you? And great Midwestern Chicago hello to all your listeners.
Thank you. Doug, I'm glad you're here with us. I know you've got a busy schedule. You travel around the world and do your keynote speeches, but also your training and workshops and what have you for people that are looking to maximize their web presence. And I'll tell you, like I already alluded to, it's a bit mystical to me or a bit elusive, and I'm sure you've seen it because you're in that industry, you're in that world. People making offers which seem outrageous, like, hey, we're going to fix you up. We guarantee you top spot on Google. Just send us a few $1,000 and, magic tricks are about to happen. SEO has kind of got like this nebulous, people are maybe even a bit intimidated by it because I know a lot of people have sort of been taken by that whole thing and maybe there's been some unfulfilled promises. What's your take on all this?
Well, I sort of feel like the SEO wizard behind the curtain in the land of Oz. But you're absolutely right. It's a crowded space, especially with the advent and explosion of social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. You hear all these acronyms, search engine optimization, SEO, SMM, social media marketing, DMG, digital marketing group. Hopefully what we can do here in the next 45 to 60 minutes, John, is to demystify what is a sound search engine optimization, social media marketing strategy, give some context to our listeners, provide them with a roadmap on where they should invest their time and precious resources. And if they do that, I promise them that they will be amazed if they just invest an hour a day for the first 30 days and then 30 minutes a day thereafter. In physics, I don't know if any of you have taken physics, but in physics there's an old adage or law, going from something to more something doesn't take all the ergs and cycles of energy. So when we embark on a new endeavor, especially here as we're talking about web design and a good, clean website and search engine optimization and social media marketing, going from that nothing to something, it's going to take a little more time. But once you get to that something, to go to more something, to really leverage those tools that, by the way, are pretty much free, and we're going to talk about those, you'll be amazed. I first got turned on to, when I heard the acronym SEO, I thought I was an astute marketer and I was reading all these articles and reading blogs about digital marketing and the advent of social media, Facebook, Twitter. And I had a good website and I thought that, I was pretty much full of myself, or so I thought, that if, the old adage, build it and they will come, build a great website, have real fancy flash and all that stuff and they will come. Well, I did that and I spent, $10,000 on a website and they didn't come.
I know a lot of people have had that experience. Myself, I think that's probably exactly the wrong thing to do.
It's the exact wrong thing to do. Before you start out on anything, You got to ask yourself, what's the goal? What's the plan? And am I being strategic or tactical? You want to be, when you talk about digital marketing, search engine optimization, social media, you want to be strategic. So what is the goal? What is the objective of the website? And first and foremost, if you've been to any of the premier shopping venues on this planet, from Paris, the Champs-Élysées, Chicago, right here in my hometown, Michigan Avenue, LA, Rodeo Drive. What about those great retailers that put a lot of time, effort, and resources into the window dressing? I want to use that analogy when we think about a website. It's got to be simple, pleasing to the eye, good content, easily navigable. If you don't have that, it makes absolutely no sense to invest any time or financial resources in search engine optimization. Phase one is you start with a strategy, and that strategy is, what does our website look like? Is it good content, or is it just, as I say, shovel content, where it's people just put out junk out there thinking they're going to get great rankings and search results? It all starts with a good website that is like a really fine retailer on Rodeo Drive, where that window dressing brings you in. It's simple, it's elegant, it makes sense, and it's pleasing to the eye, so you can take that logical next step. So what I suggest is go shop some of the competition. Look at Walt Disney, IBM, Anheuser-Busch or Budweiser, some of the great retailers like Louis Vuitton, and see what they've done. They keep it simple, and simple is not always easy, but when it's simple and elegant and invites you in, and then ends with good content that answers a few questions. Does it solve my business problem? And does it articulate value? And if you follow those first things on step one with a good website, you're going to save time and money, and it's going to be much easier as you move on to search engine optimization and social media marketing.
You know, Doug, what you've said so far is a bit of a relief to people, because I've seen where a new marketer, let's say here in the home business space, a new marketer would get started, and they would perhaps be offered for $500 or whatever, they could get a website design, and look, we're going to have all this flash, and look at the colors, see, nice, shiny, and it converts nothing. It's just awful. And not to mention, it's not very good for SEO either, because they got all this flash and stuff going on. And sometimes people get sort of seduced by, you know, the flashing lights and colors, but it just doesn't convert. And so what you're saying about simplicity, while it may not be the easiest thing to come up with the right simplicity, it's still, we're not talking about anything complicated. In fact, some of the highest converting websites, let's say that the purpose of the website is to capture a name, phone number, email address, a lead for someone who wants to perhaps participate in this opportunity, this product, this offering. It's pretty much to the point. And there's an old rule in our space, which is say less to more people.
Exactly. Couldn't be said better. Couldn't be said better. And when you get too much content dump on these websites, it's too busy, or there's too much flash. The spiders and Google bots do not index flash. What they index, and one of the key takeaways from our discussion for your listeners, determine what your keywords and phrases are. A keyword or phrase is what somebody will type in. It's generally 3 to 5 words in length that describes what it is that they're searching for, be it home-based business opportunities or local chiropractic clinic, Chicago. The more narrow you get with your keywords and phrases, the easier they are to optimize and the less expensive. So secret one is understand what your keywords are, and there's a lot of free internet sites that can help you. The Google AdWords tool is amazing, and it'll tell you what people are typing in. It'll give you percentages, hit rate, etc. So you make sure you have a good understanding of keywords and phrases.
Which tool are we talking about? Is it the trends thing, or is it the analytics?
It's part of Google Analytics, and it's also there's a piece within AdWords that allows you to search and parse different keywords and phrases that come back, and it comes back with various analytics, you know, number of hits, impressions, etc. And the other thing I want to mention is understanding your keywords and phrases and having good content of between 150 to 300 words on your home page or an additional landing page that has a keyword density of 2 to 5%. What that means is once you understand your keywords, write good content, your home page